Just get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack. Now
Happy Monday, bitches around the world. It is Heather Ryan coming to you from Iowa.
And Blythe Potter in Indiana.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I didn't say that I was from Des Moines, Iowa today because I wanted to encompass the entire state of Iowa as we relish in our senator, Miss Joni Ernst. Oh, my dog. Oh,
He is horrible.
wow. I mean, as a person who makes fun of her and does an impersonation of her, I would like to personally thank her for writing my material because cheese and rice, it's like the town hall that went around the world.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. And then there are only 3 million people. 3 million people in the entire state of Iowa. And I'm one of them. And I got to experience Joni Ernst at her town hall telling everyone that they were going to die on Friday.
Oh my God, were you there?
No.
Oh.
I was. God, I didn't know about it. It was at 7:30 in the morning. I would have driven. It's about an hour from Marshalltown, so it'd be about a 2-hour drive from my house. I would have gone, I would have.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about it. They usually keep these things under wraps so that people intentionally cannot come. And You can see from the footage that it's a half-empty auditorium because they didn't tell anybody. Now, if I had known, I'd have come on, bitch,
Oh, absolutely. Let's go. There's a reason.
Clearly, they did not need me. They did not need my help because someone yelled out from the crowd. I mean, if anybody's listening to this and has not already heard this story, then you are living under a frickety frackin' rock. But
you have to go listen to it if you haven't.
Oh my God, so worth it. So someone yells out from the crowd because she is helping to cut Medicaid and food benefits from people who desperately need them. And they say, people are going to die. To which Joni says, we're all going to die.
For heaven's sakes.
For heaven's sake, people. And so that was bad enough. But then she comes back on Saturday, the following day, and follows it up with the most egregious attempt at sarcastic humor I have ever seen in my life. And I would just like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, you dumbass. It was a fantastic skit that I could do in a graveyard making fun of her. Holy shit. I made the mistake of assuming everybody knew that people will perish from this earth. And, oh my God. And then she goes on, that in and of itself was insulting. But then to go on and say, I am so glad I didn't have to broach the tooth fairy. It just smacks you in the face as hard as it can to say, you are so stupid. My constituents are so stupid that they don't understand that the tooth fairy isn't real. And I get that she was trying to be like Trump, where he's got this comedic timing and he can pull it off and be sarcastic and people laugh and glug, 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 he's so funny. But she can't. That's the problem with the Republican Party. They're not funny. They're mean.
I don't think Trump is funny. I think he's repulsive.
Neither do I. But he does have, to his followers, a comedic timing that he does not have. And they can take a lot of the stuff that he says as a joke. And I guarantee you that's a lot of reason why people vote for him and say, oh, he's not really going to do all those things. He's just being funny. I guarantee you they don't realize that it's going to affect them. Guaranteed. But she doesn't have that. She doesn't have a personality. She doesn't have the comedic timing. Today, did you see the development today, Monday?
No, I haven't. Because, the last I saw was the apology, but I love at the end how she plugs her Lord and Savior. I was like,
you're right, yes.
How are you going to pretend to give a fuck about anybody, let alone Jesus Christ, after what you have just said twice now?
You know what Jesus did before he healed the lepers? He didn't ask for their fucking insurance. You know, with the fish and loaves, he didn't say, bitch, you didn't deserve this food. He didn't do any of that shit.
No.
So for her to be saying, accept Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ into your heart, and then you can, die and be happy, la, la, la. Insane. You're right. Oh my God, I forgot that part. Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, she's awful.
So today, CBS and a bunch of other reporters raced her down to the elevators. You know how all those legislators run to the elevators and they get on, they don't answer any questions. She did that. And she's like, I'm a compassionate person. Okay? You have to know the whole thing in context. I am compassionate.
We saw it.
Oh my God.
We saw it. It was not compassionate even a little bit.
Nowhere near compassion, man.
I missed that. Did you do a video on that one yet?
I just saw it before we started recording.
Oh my
Someone
God.
just tagged me in it, so I was like, "Oh, I got to get back in my wig tomorrow." And
Yeah, smear the lipstick.
oh my God, you know the pisser about my wig is that I had someone. Remember, we did a Joni Ernst event, a couple months back, and someone put a pie in my face. Whomever won this as a fundraiser. It smells like soured milk.
Oh,
it's so bad. And it's not real hair. So I don't even know how to wash it without ruining it. I'm just, every time I put it on my
there's
head.
gotta be a way.
Oh God, it smells so bad. I was thinking about Febrezing it and taking my chances. How much worse can it be? Oh my God. So every time you see me in that wig, you have to know I'm smelling.
Swish it around with some shampoo and water and let it soak for a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You should, you can Google some of these. It looks like it's pretty easy.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you, it's your little secret on this podcast. Nobody but us knows. It smells so freaking bad.
I mean, that's commitment right there to continue to do it anyway.
Oh, I know, right? And I can't stop now because you won't shut the freaking up.
I know. Now it's just getting worse.
Why insert one foot when you can insert both? I mean, Jesus.
Oh, she's a disaster.
Exciting Iowa news. I could not wait to talk to you about that. And so when we had to postpone recording, I'm like, damn it. I have to wait.
We have rehearsal. We had rehearsal this weekend, and then we have recitals next weekend. So we've got like crazy weekends, but
you skipped something here for anyone who's listening. You skipped that you personally have a recital, not just your kid, but you personally still take dance classes and are literally a dancer. Okay, so back up and let us know about what this thing is.
I'm in an adult dance class, and it's a tap dance that we're doing for a recital to "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
If I don't get Violet, I swear to God, I'm going to come to Indiana and hunt you down.
Oh my God!
I need footage.
I'll share the video. They'll do a professional video and they'll send it to us.
Great.
But Violet also has hers. So she's got 2 hours worth of rehearsal and recital on Sundays. And then I have 2 hours worth. And it's just like, I was dead this morning. I was so tired. I was like, this is horrible. I'm still tired.
Are you kidding? If I did 15 minutes of tap dance, I'd be like in a coma.
Well, the dance is really only like barely over 2 minutes, but we rehearsed it a few times.
Matter. It could be 2 minutes, and I would be so freaking sore the next day. I'd still be in bed right now. And be like, well, I must do the podcast from my bed.
So fun though. Well, like I grew up dancing, and I was a dance major the first go around in college. So
I'm so jealous.
Fun.
This is precisely why you still fit into your military uniforms, and my fat ass does not. I tell everybody I only run when there's somebody chasing me with a chainsaw. That's it. That's the only freaking time. Dance, I only dance to embarrass my kids. And I'm going to be honest, I do a hella job.
Now that is something we need videos of. You dancing to irritate your children.
I hate to admit it, but there are videos out there.
Nice. I love it.
Already a thing.
I love it.
It's not pretty.
That's so funny.
Okay, so moving on, let's talk about San Diego.
Oh man, what badasses. I didn't hear about that until I saw your video on it.
Right.
That was amazing, them shaming the ICE people.
And who knows if they're even ICE? I mean, really, we see all these videos of these quote-unquote ICE people coming and raiding these different places of worship, places of business, homes. But there's no telling if these people are actual government officials. We have no idea.
Because you can't see their faces and they don't show IDs.
Right. It's like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, if they thought they were on the right side of history, would they care about their face being shown?
I mean, I don't know. That whole thing is such a shit show. And I think it'd be interesting to get our hands. I mean, surely someone can hack like some sort of records for the government to see who's on their payroll for ICE. Or there's another department, Homeland Security, HS? There's like an obscure Homeland Security department that's also doing this, that they're not even trained, like that's not even their job.
Right, but that is a division of Department of Homeland Security, and there's no way anybody's going to be blowing the whistle on that. There's no way. They don't normally do this, and there's no way. I just don't see it. I see maybe some kind of whistleblower going to the press, but God, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to get this kind of access to the records, if that's going to be a thing. But in San Diego, this I guess we're going to call them ICE just because I don't know any other words to use right now. They came to this Italian restaurant and raided it in the middle of the day while people were still at the restaurant with their families, with their friends, having dinner, laughing it up, and raid this restaurant in the middle of this neighborhood and start like detaining the staff, like the people that cook, the people that clean the dishes, all that. They like raid it. So the neighbors kind of get wind of this, and like you're like, what the actual fuck? And then they start like bombarding, like, hey, everybody's recording. Everybody's got their phones out. I'm so grateful for those folks. And so the cops come eventually. This wasn't even a part of San Diego's police department. I'm not even sure they knew about it. So the cops eventually come and they back up these quote unquote ICE agents to try to disperse the crowd. And the crowd's just not having it. They actually start throwing flashbang bombs into the crowd to disorient them and to scare them and disperse them. But they weren't even dissuaded by that. That's dedication, because that shit's scary.
Yeah, that would scare me.
And they still, to the best of my knowledge, they did still detain some people from the restaurant. And the reason I know all of this is because I did see it on the news, but our San Diego chapter leader, Jenny, called in on Sunday to our chapter lead meeting. And she's like, I called in because I want to talk about this. I'm so glad she did, because I didn't know any of these details and how brave these folks were. And then I looked it up, and these guys actually recording it chased these men off and were like, shame, get the fuck out of here, you fucking Nazis. I mean, like, really pushed them back, pushed these ICE agents back. And again, I don't know if they're ICE. They're saying they're ICE. We don't know that to be true. But they are snatching people up just with the premise that they are law enforcement. And we have no evidence that they are. So,
well, most of the time, they not only do they not have evidence that they are law enforcement, there's no warrants.
Right.
And a lot of these people are citizens or in the process of getting citizenships. Like, there's a whole gamut of illegal immigrant to citizen. And like, there's so many steps.
Right.
And they're not taking any of that into consideration. And, they were like, well, we're going to get rid of this is what irritates me the most. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent.
It's all good.
Republicans say we want to get dangerous illegal immigrants out of here. Why are we not getting rid of the dangerous GOP?
Right. Well, because they're buying Trump.
Well, but okay. And in the state of Indiana, our current Secretary of State is I believe a Guatemalan immigrant. How do you side with a party who's getting rid of your people?
Well, he doesn't have any ethics, right?
That's
if
true.
He doesn't have ethics. It doesn't matter to him as long as it's not him.
And he should care about at least the people from the same country as him.
Okay,
right?
So since we're already going off on a tangent, let me keep going. So I really think that Republicans genuinely make up people who got theirs. They've made it in society. They're living comfortably, and then they just shrug off everybody else. I got mine. Fuck you. And I really feel that that's their entire ethos. That's the entire reason that they're Republican. They all look down on the people that they stepped on to get to where they are. It doesn't matter who they are, race, gender, national origin. I got mine. Fuck you. And the difference between that and Democrats is, even if I was living comfortably, which I am not, but I still wouldn't forget from where I came.
Yeah. Or to stop. I cannot grasp that concept, particularly when these are the people who preach their Lord and Savior. Like, it just drives me fucking crazy. It is so horrible.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. It makes my brain explode.
Same. And it's getting worse every single day.
Yes.
Can you imagine being excited to put on like any type of gear, whether it's your job or not, and like going and hurting people and hog tying children and slamming them on the ground and like thinking that's okay?
Yeah. Those little kids that were zip tied in that immigration.
Children.
I mean, okay, we both put on the uniform at some point in our lives. We both put on uniforms. And I'm not going to lie. Back then, I was not worldly. I had not had an education. I had not traveled at all. So I just accepted whole hog. This is the greatest nation in the world. We can do no wrong. Everything we do is right. And I was so proud. Every day I went to work, I was so proud to go to work for the United States government in the military. In a million years, I would have never thought that I would be apprehending civilians in this manner and taking away their civil liberties. And it would have never crossed my consciousness, and I don't think I could have brought myself to actually do it.
Same.
So I think, what the fuck? How are these people putting into the brain that this is okay? That's why I'm not sure these are ICE agents. I'm not sure the people that are actually sworn to uphold the Constitution would do this. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer. And that's one of my biggest fears with all of this, because, particularly if we talk about getting into martial law and things like that, or, Trump, what do they call it when they make them people officers? There's a word.
They deputize them.
Deputize them. Like, we're supposed to keep people safe, especially children. And I can't imagine being in that situation, but I also can't imagine if it were an order actually given to me as a government employee. What happens when you say no?
Right. Are these lawful orders? I mean, at some point they have to be considered unlawful.
I would say no, because it's all unconstitutional. There is no due process. There's no warrant. They're not. There's no identification. I mean, have we seen any circumstances where it's actually like this is a legit scenario? I haven't either.
And coming back to that, that's why I started this whole thing today. I just got a bug up my ass. I was taking a shower this morning, and we were talking about this with Jenny yesterday on the conference call about how it feels like we're just powerless. I don't know what to do. I'm in this tiny little envelope of culture in Des Moines, Iowa. I can't do anything in San Diego, Indiana, Washington, Maine, nothing. There's nothing I could do. But then I realized we don't have a way to disseminate ICE raids anywhere. Yeah. So that's when I set up a hotline for tips hotline, and I set up an email list for people who want to be on the rapid response email list. So you can actually go and respond to any of these tips that we receive. And I don't know if it's going to work. I mean, we're just a teeny tiny little itty bitty organization.
And respond like how San Diego did, where you're filming them and you're shaming them, nonviolent.
Yes.
Nonviolent. You're like, it's like instant protest. Pop-up protests is literally what that is. It's a pop-up protest.
Pop-up protest. Yes.
Nonviolent pop-up protests.
Yes, where we can film it and let people know this is happening. At the very fucking minimum, people need to know this is happening.
Well, they need to know it's happening, and it's always nice to not be the only one.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if it were just one person trying to shame them?
Well, even if it was, it takes one person to be a protest.
It does, but against people who are armed?
Well, a lot of these situations, they don't even have one. They just have, they're arresting little kids, and those little kids are by themselves. Like that young man, I think...
They just let him stay on the side of the road in Massachusetts, I think.
Yes.
It's probably happened more than that.
A volleyball practice, and they apprehended him and took him away. I can't even imagine. They're disappearing kids.
Children.
I want to preface this whole thing with how difficult it is to become a citizen of the United States. And this is a problem we've had for decades. And it's a problem that the government doesn't want to fix. Yeah. Because as long as
the Republicans especially do not want to fix it.
Yeah. And the Democrats are gigantic pussies, and they won't fix it because they don't want to upset the apple cart. So it's a gigantic problem. They don't want to fix it because as long as it's broken, they can use these folks as a scapegoat. So when people say, well, they came into this country, that's intentional. The Republicans want them to come in illegally because then they can use them as a scapegoat.
But it's also campaign talking points that always fucking work. Every damn time. Every time. Yes. And they know that. They work every time. They use it every time. They are feeding this hatred. I fucking hate that part. I have to say oh my God, the part I hate the most is that they're feeding it because they know that as long as it's broken and they don't fix it, they can continue to get reelected. Absolutely. Jefferson Shreve, our congressman for Congressional District 6 here, had these billboards up that would say like secure border and law and order. I'm like, we're in fucking Indiana. We're in Indiana. What the fuck do you care about a border?
Yeah.
Which border? Are you worried we're going to go get marijuana from one of the surrounding states that sells it?
Not so different from Iowa.
I mean, we do.
Everybody does. We do here too. Kim Reynolds sent our fucking troops down to the border of Mexico just to prove a point that we have.
I forgot about that.
Oh my God. And it costs the taxpayers of Iowa millions of dollars.
Yeah, of course it does.
And for what? For a photo op? What are our troops going to do that? In theory, they shouldn't have any authority to intervene.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's just a way to get her reelected over and over and over, and all the Republicans reelected over. And you know what? We fucking need immigrants here. We need them. We need them more than they need us. Absolutely. This is an ag state. We depend upon people coming in and doing the jobs that nobody else here will do. Yeah, same. And we owe them, their kids, a good education. I'm just going to put it out there. We owe them a decent life because they are doing insurance. Absolutely. Yes, not insurance. I'm going to say healthcare. Fuck insurance. Healthcare, yeah, healthcare, benefits, education, all the things. Say everybody deserves healthcare. Not just immigrants. I agree. Not just the poor. Everybody. I don't know why it's not considered a human right at this point. Because I don't understand. Don't want it to be. Yep. It's all about profits. Oh my God, I'm all worked up today. Well, same. So make sure you're calling your senators. Tell them to back off, but also tell them to vote no for that budget bill. But also go to our website at bitchesgetstuffdone.org. I just set up a little pop-up thing that'll pop up as soon as you log onto the website, and it will ask you if you want to become a member of the Rapid Response Team. And that's the pop-up protests that we were just talking about. There's also a line that you can call in a tip. All of that stuff will be added and disseminated when you sign up. Lots and lots. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. But it's always a lot. It's always a lot. I think I'm going to stop saying, hey, we've got a full episode today. It's always, even when we're like, well, I know. I was so busy this weekend. I was totally plugged into anything except for news. But there's still so much happening. Yeah. Well, this week's a big week for protests. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. So the 6th, a lot of places are having them June 6th for D-Day. I believe DC actually has one on June 6th, but we've got one in Franklin from 11:30 to 1:30. And then I'll be speaking at the Indianapolis one that afternoon. We're going to go ahead and do one on the 7th because we were kind of hemming and hawing on what 50501 was going to do, but we're going to do that from 11 to 1 in Greenwood. And then we'll go to Pride. So yeah, several opportunities in Indiana to protest. And there's like 39 or 40 across the state this weekend. No, I'm sorry. Next weekend. Yeah, next for the 14th. Weekend is Dragundas. Next weekend is the biggie. Yeah, it originally was going to be the 6th until the parade was happening. Right. Yeah. So if you're listening, you're not a veteran, and you don't know if there's veterans parades or events around you, by all means, look it up. But for sure, the 14th is going to have many, many more. Every opportunity you can ever want is going to be available to you on June 14th. That is Flag Day. That is when the Pope is coming to Chicago. And that is when Donald Trump is having his little jerk me off parade in Washington, D.C. There is, and I don't know if you knew this, and I think it's different than the budget bill, I believe. Let me look this up. House Resolution 3132. Have you heard of this? House Resolution? No. No. Let me make sure it's not the same. Okay. So it's called the Choice for Veterans Act of 2025. And this legislation will put veterans into debt by allowing certain claims consultation companies to charge veterans exorbitant fees for assistance when filing initial Department of Veterans Affairs disability compensation claims. So like the claims you and I have started our processes of doing, they want third-party companies to be able to charge us to do that. So my most recent email, which you can get to on hoosierbitchesgetstuffdone.org, the VFW actually put this petition out
to tell your reps to vote no for that. If it's is it still in Congress?
The bill?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It has not been voted on yet, I believe, but
Okay.
it's with the House of Representatives right now, so the Congress. So vote no on that.
Well,
Call your
without reading the
reps.
bill, and you're just now telling me this, and I had not heard of it before, but it makes a lot of sense as far as ripping off veterans goes.
Yeah.
Because right now, if you are a veteran and you want to apply for veterans benefits because you have some PTSD issues, you have a disability, you can generally do that for free through different free
Mhm.
organizations. The VFW, the VA, even the Polk County VA offers those services, or you can do it yourself for Pete's sake. But people like my dad, who's 75, he would have no idea who to go through.
Yeah.
And so these organizations, I assume, will probably be able to start advertising that they can help you. And then I guess they'll probably act like an attorney, would be my guess.
Take some of your compensation.
Right. That would be, I guess, hey, if we get you compensation, we're just going to take 30%,
Yeah.
something to that effect. And it will be a huge boon for private industry and scammers because
Yeah.
it really feels like this, hear me out, this administration is full of scammers.
They are.
It just feels like I might be out on a limb here.
Yeah. They're
But-
pros at it. They really are.
You have to be a scammer if you're going to be active in this administration. So I haven't read the legislation yet, but now that you say that, it makes a lot of sense. I've been helping my dad a lot, and I just see that old people have a different cognitive ability for realizing what's a scam and what's not.
Well, but even when I was filling this stuff out, and if you are a veteran and haven't filed a claim, you really should. It's not as cumbersome as you think it will be, but it feels very overwhelming and kind of scary because I don't know about you, but when I was in the army, like you didn't complain about things that hurt because then you were like basically made fun of.
Oh my God, 100%.
Because
Yes.
like you just don't, like you just suck it up and deal with it.
Yep.
I mean, it took me nearly 20 years to finally be able to say out loud that I have PTSD. Like,
Well, yeah,
it's
I've been out since
hard.
1985.
Yeah,
That's
and then
30
filling
years.
out the paperwork is also it's weird. It's overwhelming, but it is not that hard. So definitely take a look at that because it's just like what you're saying though. If you keep veterans poor, if you keep veterans without their benefits, that's just another talking point for Republicans to pretend that they're going to give a fuck about us.
Oh my God, you're right. Yes, fuck yes. I had not.
We're always
those
pawns
words.
too. Immigrants are pawns, women are pawns, veterans are pawns. I mean, children. It's all about the children. No, it's not. It's not all about the children. You all hate kids unless they probably hate their own kids.
Oh, for sure. So,
And Indiana folks, if you haven't heard, there's a bar up in Fort Wayne on the 30th that there was a very violent racist attack. Like this black man I did not watch the whole video. I could not watch it, but they're petitioning to have it investigated and dealt with because it seems like this bar had like Trump signs and not much was being done to stop it. Like it was bad. It was bad. So there's the petition on my website for that one too.
oh, well,
Fucking
yes. And your website is?
who'syourbitchesgetstuffdone.org.
Okay, yes. Just wanted to reiterate that. But I'm just going to double back real quick. And until you just said that they keep veterans desperate in order to use them as a pawn in their political campaigns for some fucking reason, Blythe, I had never thought of it that way.
We are. I mean,
yeah, you're right. I had never thought of it. I know that they just pretend like we care about homeless veterans, we care about veterans issues, but of course they don't. And by making us desperate for our VA benefits and for any kind of disability that we have, they keep us so knocked down that they can continue to use us as their pawns. And being the pawn is never easy.
No, it isn't.
Right now, as a pawn, I assure you, it's not easy to come to terms with that. But this just hit me like actually a ton of bricks. So thanks.
You're welcome. You're a pawn.
I'm a pawn. You are too.
Yeah, it sucks. It's really horrible.
God damn, this is the most depressing episode we've ever
I know.
had.
Well, but I mean, this is our reality right now. And like Joni Ernst is a veteran. Jim Banks is a veteran. I can't remember if Todd Young, he's one of our other senators or other senator. Like, how many senators are veterans
Not a
and
lot.
actively voting against us?
Yeah. And for what? I mean, they're owned. Joni Ernst is 100% owned by the Koch brothers. She
Yeah.
is owned. I mean,
And
like,
she gets more per diem than probably anybody else.
yeah. Well, so when she's in the state of Iowa, she gets just under $70 a day to eat in the state of Iowa. The average Iowa family that is on EBT benefits gets $6 a day. Okay.
For family.
For a family. And when she goes back to the district, she gets almost $100 a day because it's more expensive there. Take that into consideration. That's what she thinks about us.
Yeah. And those are your tax dollars feeding her too, by the way. Your tax dollars cannot feed you, but your tax dollars can feed her.
Yes, it's astounding that people are like, oh, I'm okay with my tax dollars going to the richest people in the world. I don't think they get it.
They don't get it because
no
they have been gaslit, and because Democrats are telling them that they've been lied to when they're still saying this is Joe Biden's problem. Come on. Can we please stop? Can we please stop? Can we stop the blame game and just like acknowledge that what is happening is really, really bad?
No. I mean, let's be real. No, we can't. Because if they ever stopped, blaming Joe Biden, somebody has to take the fall. And it's not going to be the Republicans, right? It always has to be somebody other than them. Trump will never, ever, ever take responsibility for anything.
Yeah.
So I expect we'll hear about Joe Biden's economy for the next 4 years from him. Because he just can't take ever the responsibility. That's not in his wheelhouse. It's not there. And even if it was, I mean, it's it goes against his training as a reality TV star, as someone who puts off, creates the conflict, escalates the conflict. So I mean, it goes against everything that has to do with every training he's ever had in reality TV.
He's a disaster. It's so horrible.
I'm going to change the fucking topic, Blythe.
Fine. Talk about something more pleasant.
We have this fun. I very much enjoy it. It's a fun podcast here in Iowa. I don't think I've ever told you about it. We have the caucuses here, right? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's called Rock Hard Caucus. I know, right? I know. So when I first heard about it, I'm like, fuck off. You're kidding me. But I've been listening to it for about a year now, and they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun guys. They don't follow politics as in depth as I do, but they're pretty accurate for the most part. Anyway, I listen every week. And they only do theirs on Sundays. And they're up to 200. Today was their 200th episode. So they've been going on for a hot minute. Yeah. I think we're at like 25 right now. So that's a hot minute. I will take the fucking win. Yeah. Anyways, Rock Hard Caucus was running this ticket giveaway thing. Hey guys, call in or text. We don't know because we've never done these ticket giveaways before in our whole time we've been on 200 episodes. We're giving away Kevin Smith tickets. And if you don't know who Kevin Smith is, he's Jay and Silent Bob. He's Silent Bob. So he's done a bunch of stuff that you probably recognize. Dogma, Chasing Amy, Zach.
Anyone under the age of 30 will probably have absolutely no idea what we're talking about.
Probably true. Anyway, he's a producer, a writer, a director. I love him. I think he's hilarious. Lots of dick jokes, lots of poopy jokes. It normally would not be my bag, right? You wouldn't think a 53-year-old woman would be like, oh, the shit monster, so funny. 100% me. So I love Kevin Smith. So they were giving away his tickets to his show in Iowa City. I called them 12 times. To get the ticket.
That's hilarious.
And I emailed them, I think 3 times. And I even did the whole Kim Reynolds. Hi, it's your Governor Kim Reynolds. And I did the whole Joni Ernst thing. We're all going to die. I mean, like I did all of it. Long story long, I won the tickets. Yeah. But 100% because only it was me and one other guy. And that's it.
That's even funnier. No one knew who he was. I'm like, who the fuck is Jay and Silent Bob?
People
What's
enter-
chasing Amy?
You're right. Everyone's chasing Amy. No, they don't. Mallrats? Nope. Had no idea. Fuck them all.
My God, I hadn't heard any of those in so long. Like, so long.
Yeah, well, they're doing a
Oh.
tour. Jay and Silent Bob are doing a tour. They're coming to Iowa City. I was so eager to get these tickets. I just don't have any money right now. So I'm like, I can't buy them myself, but I could win them from Rock Hard Caucus. So I was like, I'm going to prove that bitches get stuff done. I'm going to win those fucking tickets. Turns out.
That needs to be your next video, is you and all your impersonations trying to win those tickets. You should have videoed that. The entire thing you should have videoed.
Wrong. Fuck, I could reenact it, I suppose, but it was 100% everything you think it was. It was so stupid. I was getting up early in the morning, and then before I go to bed, I'd do another call before I went to bed. It was everything you'd think it was. And then it comes down to me and this other guy, and they just flipped a fucking coin. That was it.
That's rude.
I had a 50-50 chance.
But for anyone who is listening, like, this is actually, it used to be a thing. So like there was a radio, we used to listen to radio 97.1, and like every year for my mom's birthday I would call in to like have them say happy birthday to her, or to try to win stuff. I mean, you literally have to pick up an actual phone. There's no redial button. You have to dial all seven. It was 7
10.
digits. It's
Well,
10
it
now,
was
but
local,
then
yeah.
it was 7.
Yeah.
Unless it was an 800 number. And then you would have to just wait and try to get through. And sometimes people like, you're caller number 9, you're caller number 70, you're caller, like, it was just, it was insane.
I was a superstar at that. I could like caller 3 and caller 9, and caller 9 was the winner. So if I was caller 3, I was like, I'm gonna win, and I just dial as fast as I could. I was a superstar, and so winning these tickets today, I was like, oh my god,
it's like our childhood coming back.
Yeah,
it's so funny. I love that.
Iowa City is nowhere near where I am. I'm gonna have to travel 100 miles there, 100 miles back, just for these free quote unquote tickets.
That shit's not free. It's gonna be $100 in gas.
I'm gonna use Brandon's car. It's a hybrid. We're fine. I already planned this out in my head. I'm gonna go see Jay and Silent Bob, for God's sake. It's gonna fucking happen.
Oh my god. Surely you can use it for like business, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, actually I probably could. I could probably set something. It's Iowa City. I'd love to have a chapter in Iowa City. So maybe I can set up some meetings. So yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Dude, you gotta figure out a way to like talk to them.
Oh my God, yes. Did you, I never? Well, nobody cares about this, but do you know who Mikhail Baryshnikov is? He was okay. Oh, dude,
I'm a dancer.
Yeah, so he came to Des Moines when I was in high school, and I was obsessed with him. I mean, I don't want to say that I was a stalker, but I was 100% a stalker. And so we found out
he was hot back in the day.
He's still hot.
Actually, as he's aged, he's not aging poorly.
Yeah, he's still hot. I'd still love him if he can get it up. Hello, you like short fat chicks from Iowa? I'm in. So he was at the Des Moines Civic Center. We found out where he was staying, and we stalked his room at his hotel until he came out. And then we followed him, because it was within walking distance of the Civic Center. We followed him all the way to the Civic Center and took pictures of his ass the whole time. And that's the kind of level I will go to.
Do you think he knew?
Yeah, we could not have been more obvious. Yes, we were literally at the Hotel Savory following Mikhail Baryshnikov all the way. And we had tickets to his show, which was a big deal. Back in the 80s, big deal, because they were $100 a ticket. And we were poor as shit. We were East Siders. We did not have money, but we saved up for those damn tickets. Me and my mom went. $200 in tickets. I was getting every fucking nickel's worth. So we absolutely stalked him. It was one of the best, I mean, definitely most memorable times of my life. It was right when White Nights came out. I think it was 88.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the level I'll go for stalking someone who I want to talk to. I'm just putting it out there. I'll stalk.
Well, but surely Jay and Silent Bob are Democrats, or at least liberals, right?
They're very liberal, yes.
Yeah, so...
Yep. But if I were to stalk them, I do have to give credit to the podcasters that actually hooked me up.
Yes.
So yes, I'll be like one of those blubbering morons. They're like, let me tell you about Rock Hard Cock is a bitch. It's 100% going to be really awkward.
This went off the rails.
I'm so glad, because it was depressing before. I'd much rather talk
never
about
saw Mikhail
Baryshnikov
Baryshnikov coming into any of our podcasts. Not in a million years. Or Silent Bob, for that matter. So look at us go.
Oh my God. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, and sometimes you gotta change the subject to keep from, like, just wanting to kill small squirrels.
I mean, it's like, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And we still have 3.5 years left of this shit.
Yeah. I saw something though. Speaking of comedy and activism, I saw someone actually say that what I was doing with these parodies that I was doing with Joni Ernst as comedy activism. And I had never.
Yeah, like, what's her face? But Lysandra, she does Caroline Levitt.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, you're like her.
Yes. And I had never thought of it that way. I was like,
yes,
yeah, that's right. And so I started writing that into my book. Yesterday when I saw it, I was like, I'm still editing my book, because it's a very small book. For Pete's sake, it's a workshop. It's a workbook on how to be more active. But I was like, yeah, that's right. I'm not just talking about mixing reality TV and activism. I'm talking about mixing reality TV, comedy, and activism.
yeah.
And just a light went off, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're right. This is a kind of activism, is being comedic about it." And
and it's probably therapeutic too. I mean, like,
yeah,
it's an outlet.
It's nice. Yeah, it's fun. It's
fun.
instead
of punching someone in the face, you're just making fun of them. So,
and it's fun to see how many people respond to it. I think we last time I looked, we were like 185,000 views on the last Joni Ernst I did. That's a lot.
But it's really funny. The graveyard, it took me a minute because I watch you while you're doing those, and I realized, where the fuck is she? I was like, oh snap, she went to a graveyard.
In a graveyard. I didn't even see it at first.
She was actually in a graveyard?
Yes.
Stop it.
I know. Brandon actually
for the apology video?
Yeah.
But her face took up most of the thing, right?
If you look over her shoulder, you'll see all the headstones. Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
I didn't see it at first either, so it's not on you, but it was much more subtle than mine. Mine was like, oh, in your face. So when she's doing that, I didn't think I'd have to talk about the tooth fairy either. There's great headstones in her background. So Brandon pointed out, and I was like,
what is her problem?
She thought she was being funny, and she is not funny.
She was literally walking on people's graves while she was doing that.
Well, she looked like she was on a pathway. But
she probably wasn't, because she's terrible.
It doesn't matter either way. She would.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. Well, when I was watching India May, yes. When I was watching her video,
to be a candidate here in the state of Iowa, so excited for her candidacy.
Yeah, state rep. Yes. But when I saw her video on TikTok, it was like Joni's was like a really tiny square, kind of like I look like in your Zoom. So I wasn't paying much attention. And then I don't remember where else I saw it, but all I remember seeing was her face.
Yeah.
But I was looking at her face because I was like, what is she doing to her face? And then I was seeing how close she resembles when you make fun of her.
Well, I don't have a very thin face like her. She looks like a skeleton. But
she doesn't look healthy.
Right. Someone had posted on mine like a critique. Hey, you should have had your camera way up on your face so you could see all your pores. And I'm like, my skin is not that bad. I have a regimen. Her regimen is having men come all over her face, and then she just wipes it off. That's her daily regimen. I actually use soap, bitches, and moisturizer. Bitch, don't use those things.
Except for on your wigs.
Oh, man. It smells so bad. It smells so bad.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, my God.
I think we're done.
I think we're done, too.
Guys, so if you want to sign up for our what did we call it? Pop-up protesting. If you can, or if you want to give us a tip, it's 515-244-0422. That's to give us a tip about any actions that are going on in your neighborhood or your area that you've heard about. We will try to disseminate any credible threats to anybody that's on our email list. Our text list you can get to at bitchesgetstuffdone.org. There's a pop-up that's going to come up on your screen, and it's going to say the Action Network, the texting immediate rapid response. So sign up for that. Give some tips. You can always leave a message at 244-0422 as well, the 515, because that actually just goes to our Google Voice. So if you just want to talk to Blythe, you just want to talk to me and tell us how awesome we are, you're welcome to do that too. Blythe, what's your email? What's your website again?
We are HoosierBitchesGetStuffDone.org.
And I'm at bitchesgetstuffdone.org. This has been a wild fucking ride.
Oh my God, did I say the wrong website?
No.
Oh, the way you laughed, I was like, oh shit.
No, it's just been a weird podcast, man. It's been weird.
I'm still so tired. Well, we're doing this at 10:34 at night.
On a Monday.
On a Monday. Oh my God, Violet was a disaster tonight. She swam today at camp after having rehearsal yesterday. Oh,
no.
Girl.
No, the fact that you're doing this podcast is in and of itself. Just me pressuring you into it.
No, I didn't want to skip it. I don't want to get behind because there's so much happening.
I know.
This is a big week.
Yeah, I'm that person that can't get back caught up if I get behind. I'm that person.
Same.
Okay, so we'll see you all again on Wednesday. We will see.
Yes.
I will try to publish on Wednesday, if not Thursday. Please share the excitement and joy of Bitches Get Stuff Done podcast. Very much appreciate everybody's help.
Yes. Bye.
See you tomorrow.